Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have my crystal ball off to the side. I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So we are in a new energy, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This message is going to be for a collective who just recently purged out some serious energy, some serious perceptions. Welcome to the new side. Now, you will notice I personally have been quiet for a few days. There was a very, very dark feminine energy trying to come through when I tap into this collective. And so you probably experienced that leading up to the black moon or even after the black moon. A lot of rage, a lot of very intense emotions, if not rage. Lots of things that we haven't necessarily faced that needed faced, right? And not that people are ignoring it or denying it or not trying to face it. Just sometimes there's things that, it's under a rock we didn't necessarily turn over. And now there's this sense of liberation, this sense of freedom from something that has come. And if it hasn't come just yet and you find that this, what I just said resonates with you, it's coming. So let's see, let's get some information on this. I'm already tuned in, but I want to go a little further. So let's go a little bit deeper here. Okay. Nope. We're going over here with the book. Okay. Oof. This is the energy that somebody is realizing or has dealt with. Let's look at it. We have silver. Amidst its upper echelon status, silver shines eternally in second position. It is the lesser sibling, the one that's not quite there yet. A true alchemist does not resist this truth, but rather studies its subtle implications and its wisdom. Silver requires polishing, or the surface tarnishes over time. Mirrors require cleaning, or the image clouds and distorts. Whereas gold sustains its own malleable radiance, silver asks for our participation. We must work at it. Don't give up now. Silver wants to build relationships. Like the moon, a mirror, or a poem, let it reflect an image back with an open heart and one more moment of willingness. The seemingly cold, stark surface of silver opens into the imaginal realm. What is there? Your own vastness? The mysteries that beckon you on moonlit nights? Through our daily devotion to silver, we find the truest gold. So this is bringing me back to the reading that I last did for this channel a couple of days ago. And in that reading, there was a whole theme about the reflected reality, right? And this is going to be for a collective that really resonated with that reading. The creation of gold is where we merge both this silver and our reflection, the reflected and the reflector, the reflected and the reflector into one by consistently working with this element. Someone here, this persistent work with the external as a reflection of self, this is bringing you some very profound insights, and this may be what's caused this liberated energy. I actually covered this in the channel member message that's coming out today. The feeling that it's giving me is like a vessel or various vessels that have been cracked open, and the sort of negative story or the negativity or the traumas have been released, right? The focus has shifted. The focus has shifted from certain stories and particular identities and particular beliefs about how things work into a brand new vista of potential and openness. if this isn't your reading, none of this is going to make sense to you. I'm just going to say that right now, because what we're doing is right now we're getting energy that is very much into the mystical. So if you are someone who has had mystical experiences, you know that often mystical experiences are ineffable. They can't be conveyed to another person. They can't be explained because words fall short. And so for those of you who this is resonating for, you're going to understand what I mean by some of these things, and because it will touch just barely on the edge of what your current experience is. Now, phases of the moon may be very important. This recent black moon may have been very important in kicking this off for you. Okay, they want me to pull this. I'm going to say this. It's a feeling like I've been, what is it? What is that feeling? It's like I've been holding on to the tail of a dragon my whole life, and I didn't actually see its true form. And now that I've seen the true form of something, I'm ready to merge with it, or I'm ready to embrace it, right? Dragon is symbolic here. It doesn't necessarily have to be that sort of thing. Okay. There's a definite calm and stillness that has come over whoever this collective is. Okay. There we go. I'm ready to embrace it now that I see it, right? The Lover. When we talk about the energy of the Lover, this isn't always about, romantic love. It certainly can be, but it's really about the transformation of something that, was less than ideal into something that's absolutely perfect now that we understand the mechanism that's at play, or that we understand exactly what's going on. Someone here, going back to that silver into gold, it's the creation of this gold element here. That we're cradling and we're fostering in some way. So there is this interplay of the external and the internal, and how those two, as we kind of like come into balance with the two, it creates this new element. It creates something new inside of us. And I feel that someone is getting very close to that, which is why this energy seems to have faded away. That it was almost like its last hurrah, right? This is very much shadow material. I don't necessarily feel that it's just shadow material. It feels like a collective shadow, right? I've talked about that before on this channel. And there may be something about that we have finally liberated ourselves from. Okay. I'm going to say this right now. So they're heavy theme on the reflection, heavy theme on physical reality, right? And it's not necessarily that that's the focus, though as people, this is what we tend to focus on. But it's almost like I'm using physical reality as my reflector, right? So here as I thought it would be, because that was the message for the last time. I'll actually have that reading linked at the end if you're interested in that reading, if you didn't check it out and this one resonates. So we have the physical vessel right now. We may be focused on areas in our life regarding love, and then also on our body in some way. But more than that, it's this idea of a destruction of the idea of over-identifying with the physical reality. And this isn't to say that somebody isn't working on their physical reality, that they aren't immersed in like mastering their physical reality. But this isn't the same as like spiritual bypassing, right? Which is where I just become an extremely spiritual person so that I don't have to deal with my life. It's not that. It's that we're not being affected by the things out here in quite the same way, because we have the centeredness in some other, and I'm going to say it, other dimension. That's how it feels. It's like I have experienced my multidimensionality, and I'm now experiencing physical reality in a very different way. I'm experiencing it as a reflection. I'm experiencing it as an essence of the conversation of love taking place within myself. And this is helping me to understand that I can destroy the illusion of the separateness, right? The vessels that contain the separateness. Like I said, there's something here about like the containers breaking open and allowing the essence to emerge, freeing and liberating some sort of divine lesson, karmas. Someone has karma cleared in this space. And that's why the energy of liberation is coming through. Channel members, if you have your reading, it's also going to be the reason why the rainbows keep coming through, if you're resonating for this. Okay. Let's see where we want to go. Where do we want to go? Oof, okay, we have to take it, break the chain. Exactly. Liberating ourselves from something here. And Council of Light. I don't feel that I'm supposed to read the titles. I'm going to read the little things in the bottom. So here we have ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Here we have divine orchestration, helpers in subtle realms. I'm going to say this for that. It's more so about this pillar of light that's taking place. It's kind of speaking to me about the chakra system. There may be various identities and various storylines in our external reality for some of you, not for everybody, that we're linking to particular energy centers. And you may be doing work that way, right? You may be healing, working on putting certain energy into a particular energy center in order to affect change in various places inside of your life. With Break the Chain, the ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future, we may have understood that there's this core principle, I'm going to say an issue that may have been ancestral. It may have been something that has followed us for many lifetimes, right? And this is something that was passed down to us. That may have been the one that was really hard to release, but it does seem that someone has released it here in this understanding of the conversation that's taking place within the self. So it's almost like when you realize, hey, I don't have to be that anymore. Oh yeah, that's right, that's cool, right? There's nothing to even actually heal. I just don't have to be that anymore, or I don't have to identify with that anymore. For someone, it was a light switch moment. It was as simple as that. Here with divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. I'm not thinking of this in this like literal, individuated sort of way. This feels very much like, again, what I said, the multidimensionality of self. Conversations with various aspects of self that are in very different, I don't know how I want to put that. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Maybe I'm just supposed to leave that for whoever that's for. I'm going to tell you right now, whoever this message is for, there's a lot of deja vu happening. There's also a lot of full circle happening. This moment of confirmation here that started way back here, or there's these ties to different places in history or in our personal history that are coming back up. Dreams that are becoming extremely significant. Yeah, sleep states are very significant for somebody too. I just want to say that real fast. The idea of the tower may even be very significant for somebody right now. Okay. Yeah, like it. Actually, I said that in the members message. It was about the base chakra, and there is this idea of the inner earth. And for me, what this is really talking about, right? Because when we talk in a shamanic context, the tree is our self, a higher, our middle, or a lower self. Someone has gone deep, deep, deep into the lower self, really like processing the information that's trapped within that subconscious space and freeing it, unlocking it. But for some of you, like I said, it's not even that you did that work. It's like a switch flipped and something opened and emptied out. There's this it's when the shadow is seen for light. It's almost that sort of idea. That's interesting. I've never had that come through. The interesting thing about this is that sometimes when I do these readings, I feel like there's a very clear story and it's very cohesive. This because it's touching on a rather mystical idea. I feel that it's manifesting for each person in a very different way. And so all I'm being given are these like little glimpses into the energy, but nothing solid for me to create, like, for example, a storyline that I as a reader can follow. And so there's something here that it's like they're just giving me these little things to throw out so that whoever can identify with it can say, oh, that's my sign, or that's my sign. I'm seeing things like gemstones and rocks. I'm seeing moss on a pillar. I'm seeing particular ways that grass is growing. It's almost as though whoever this message is, we're observing the finite. We're observing the very small things, the ephemeral. And from those glimpses that we're catching small truths about ourselves. We're catching small, again, going back to silver, reflection. Someone here, you may be trying to polish the reflection, which is what this card was about. And doing this through the process of the lovers, the love, right? Through the process of love. Again, the dragon comes up, dragon's sword, protecting the future. There may have been an underlying feeling of always trying to protect our future, right? Waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting to see if people, screw us over in some way, waiting to see if XYZ would happen. And that may have been the resistance that we experienced inside that is part of that vessel cracking open and releasing. That may be part of the rage that somebody was feeling, was the death throes of that energy. Keys may be very important for somebody right now, particularly keys of the heart. And I'm saying that because there's a key here with a heart on the top. Here we have gathering around the power of community. So this is about interconnection in some way. There may be this whole process is taking place where we're understanding that the interconnection is our reflection, and there may be a lot of work going on regarding that. Whatever this energy is that we feel sort of like, because I feel like this sort of liberation and something has now passed. It's going to be in regards to that, right? The stories that I hold, the resistance that I have towards others, the dragon's tail that I'm holding on to. But when I see the truth of this collective, that's how it's coming through. When I see the truth of the collective, even in the individual, I'm open for the embrace. I can embrace it now. I couldn't embrace it fully before. I'm seeing a broom like sweeping something up. Now I'm sweeping up the last, what was it that came through in that reading last time? It was the echoes. I'm sweeping through the last of the echoes in order to get to the truth of something. This is like peering behind the veil of the wizard, right? That curtain, seeing the true form of that wizard, that it's not as imposing and threatening as you thought that it was. It's actually just a person. It's something, This is interesting. Okay, yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, empty well. And I'm not feeling this time to replenish, though for some of you it might be it's empty well. It's something has emptied out. Something has passed from that vessel. Something has been released. Something has lifted. Something has emptied out. And I'm hearing long time coming. So whoever's message this is, you've been working on this for a very long time. And maybe you've been doing a lot of hard work towards this thing, and in the end what wound up happening, it feels, is a perception shift, a perception change, an understanding took root, and that was the last of it, right? Yeah, somebody got to the base of something here. It's like emptying out your own underworld. That's like the visuals that are coming to me. Let's see, one more. Okay. Oh. I think that whoever's message this is, all I need to do is show this card and you're going to understand. So I'm going to leave this here. And whoever's message this is, notice the gold, just had to say it. Whoever's message this is, if this resonates for you, this is awesome. This is awesome. So hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.